Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, MBC Lifestyles Diary. My name is Marie, I live in New York, and I love fashion, travel, and cultural events, and I'm asking you to join me on the adventure. Our last day in Morocco, we're leaving Tangier. We're going to the Tangier International Airport, and we're flying back to Barcelona, spending a day in Barcelona, so that we can then catch our flight back to New York. I don't know why I bother telling you that I'm going home. I should just do a 20-minute video of me weeping loudly, me weeping quietly, me weeping silently. Goodbye, Tangier. That reminds me of Miami Beach and all their pretty houses. Goodbye, Tangier. That reminds me of a cosmopolitan city in Europe. Goodbye, Tangier, the land of the beautiful blue sky and the deep blue of the Strait of Gibraltar. What have I learned on this trip? I've learned that I must come back. I've learned that Morocco is my happy place. And I think next time I will just go straight to Morocco, fly into Casablanca, go to the capital Rabat, and then land in Marrakesh. I'd like to spend more time, and I'd like to go see the city Chefchaouen. I can't say it, but it's the town with the blue doors and the blue roofs. I'd like to go to Villaboulis, which is the city with the Roman ruins. So much to do, so much to see. And I'm grateful I got to see this part, and I'm glad you got to share it with me. So we checked out of our hotel and we're heading to the airport about 2 hours early. And that's because we've never been to this airport. We don't know what to expect in traffic. We just know that we're in a happening part of town. And when we arrived, there was a lot of traffic. The airport is about 25 minutes away. And even though it has the grand name of Tangier International Airport, it's a small airport. And it actually kind of reminds me of Iceland's airport. It's one level, it's huge, and you have to go out on the runway to get on the plane. The other thing that happened is that we booked our tickets through Iberia Airlines because we felt that that's a big major carrier and that somehow we'd get a bigger plane. But guess what Iberia did? They took our money and then they told us that we're actually flying Vueling. And upon arriving so early, they didn't have the Vueling flight up yet, and they put us in a panic saying, that flight doesn't exist. But no, it does, and thank God it all worked out. And then we got on the plane, and an hour and a half later, we're in Barcelona. And the thing that amazes me is that it's only an hour and a half away. How is the world so different? I mean, I feel like I changed time periods, I was in a different era, and that I had traveled so far away from what I am used to. It was kind of blowing my mind. So I drew some happiness from the fact that I would see my beloved Barcelona and bid it goodbye. And one more day of our vacation was being extended just by this stop. So here I am smiling, and it's a fake smile because my husband kept trying to catch me weeping, and I would not give him the satisfaction. But we were heading back to the Leonardo, and we were going to spend an evening and a day in Barcelona and then fly home. This is the only part of the trip I feel like I could have planned a little better. I mean, I could have stayed 2 days in Barcelona and chosen an earlier flight time to make life easy. But when you're back home and you're planning these things, you do the best that you can based on availability of flights and hotels. And so that's what I did. I tried to make it as comfortable as possible. So while I was in Barcelona, I was just really seeing how much the culture of Morocco did bleed into Spain, or how much of Spain was in Morocco. And then from the point of view of Morocco, I could see the Moorish influence from Iberia or Spain into Morocco and Northern Africa, and understand that at one point that was all one land and one people. But I was happy to have dinner and have the paella and the black rice and the croquetas, and the next morning to have breakfast at my favorite place, You Got, and get the fresh eggs and the chorizo and just enjoy that savoriness. And to look back in gratitude and be happy that I had such fabulous meals, a wide variety of things. I was a gastronomical feast, and my palate really appreciated it. And then, of course, we walked around Barcelona and saw some interesting structures and sat and took in the city and fell in love with Barcelona all over again. I just had gratitude for the ability to travel and have my senses be awakened on so many levels. The thing that I love about travel is that it makes you very present, because you're taking in new information and you're seeing new things. And that's what happened to me in Morocco. It was so unfamiliar that I was very much in the moment, which is something that I find hard to do when I'm home. You're always thinking about future chores or tasks or past experiences. And, it is hard to be present. But when you're away, when you're vacationing, when you're in new surroundings, that goal of being present is so much easier and simpler. So if nothing else, that's what good travel does. It grounds you, it stimulates the mind, even in trying to understand a foreign language and foreign customs. And it also broadens your mind, because once you travel enough, you can start linking things up. You can start seeing different influences and talking about other civilizations. When you read that in the history book, it doesn't have the same impact as when you see it in person, and then you see how many different countries are linked through this civilization being occupying this space. So for instance, I saw the link between Spain and Morocco and even Sicily. You saw the Arab influence, as they say, and the culture of the people, and even sometimes their appearance. So enough lecturing you about how great travel is and how wonderful for the mind, body, and soul. Oh yes, and in Morocco, I'm like, my skin cleared up in such a way that I had my husband take pictures. I've had problems with the skin on my arms, whether it be by the food or the detergent in my clothes or whatever. And I was sitting in Morocco, and all of a sudden it was smooth. I was like, is this the food? Is this the argan oil? Is this the soap? I mean, yes, I sound ridiculous, but it's the truth. I mean, your body responds differently. And for me, the one place that I noticed it was in the smoothness of my skin in my arms, which was a problem area. So that explains why I did load up on that argan oil, and I bought some black soap, which people will say you can get in the States, but honestly, Sometimes it's better when you go to the source. So enough of my rambling. But now let me tell you, we're going home. And then once again, I booked with Iberia. And of course, once again, they changed my plane. So instead of flying an Iberia plane, I'm suddenly going to the cargo area of the airport to get on a plane called Level. At least Vueling I knew. I never heard of Level. But anyway, so we got there and I was just like, okay, so note to self, always double check what the heck Iberia is doing. Level, the plane was a little smaller. It was not that comfortable, but the staff was very good, very attentive. I can't complain about the food. It was good. But my husband was laughing and saying, we're going to the cargo area. We're passing DHL. And it was an experience. You live and you learn. But I'm deeply grateful that the trip went so well. There was a lot of moving parts. And if all I have to complain about is that Iberia changed me to Level, then that's fine. Because we had fantastic weather. Everywhere that we went was a smooth transition. I enjoyed the people that I met, and I can't believe we took this incredible journey, starting with my birthday. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and remember to like, subscribe, and share, and please leave me a message, your thoughts. What was your favorite place? Was it the cruise? Was it Paris? Was it Barcelona? Was it Morocco?